We learned three things about Absolute Batman at New York Comic Con. One was on purpose when Scott Snyder shared the first look at the Absolute Batmobile slash dump truck. He also talked about how long the series will last, and finally, by accident, he dropped a hint about when Absolute Alfred might join Team Batman. First, let's talk about the Batmobile, then we'll get to how long Scott Snyder's going to work on this thing, and then we'll talk about Alfred and Batman and their inevitable partnership, I hope. So first, the Batmobile. Looks to be a repurposed dump truck, and I'm not really sure how a working class Bruce Wayne was able to afford a dump truck. He may have won the lottery. That does seem like the kind of thing that a lottery winner would blow their cash on, but it's probably more likely he stole it from work. He does seem to be a bit of a thief when it comes to accumulating vehicles. So the thing, it looks massive, kind of like a more realistic, like kind of MacGyver together version of the one in Dark Knight Returns. It's got a real heavily armored appearance. It's very tanky, enormous wheels, very angular bat-like features that really sort of evoke that power and intimidation that we've kind of come to see as Absolute Batman's trademark. So yeah, not only a big body, but also a big Batmobile. It's got a very cool, like a rugged look. It looks like the kind of thing that you would expect somebody who happens to be really good at engineering and welding and all the kinds of things that we know he can do because of his background. It looks like something somebody like that would make. You know, you can picture him in some wherever he hangs out. I mean, clearly wouldn't be able to do this one at the top of an abandoned skyscraper, so not sure where he's doing all the welding, but it's a cool looking thing. Rugged, looks, I mean, I'd say stealthy in a way. It's dark, it's black, but I don't think you're really sneaking up on anybody in this thing. In the picture, in the panel, it looks awesome. Nick Dragata doing his thing, pulling his weight and then some again. You could see it's like knocking police cars out of the way. There's just a giant explosion. It looks awesome. It really drives home, I guess, that very destructive vibe that this Batman has. He is a bruiser. He is not a finesse. It's not his thing. So in terms of just looking cool, I give the thing an A+. Maneuverability, probably not going to do so well if you take a wrong turn on Main Street when somebody's chasing you. I don't know, what, you're going to just run over all the innocent people in front of you? He does have a Batwing shaped plow on the front, so I guess he just push everybody out of the way. Apparently, this Batman is going to take property damage to a new level, which in general, superheroes are pretty destructive. I still don't think he would be as bad as Superman, punching people through buildings and stuff. And he does have Alfred's motorcycle and who knows what else to get around. So I'm just not sure what the use case for this thing is. This is Gotham. So whether it's based on New Jersey or New York, it's a big city. There's no real area that I can think of where this thing would come in handy. But I'm looking forward to seeing how they make this thing useful because it looks cool. So yeah, he's got this big thing. He's got Alfred's motorcycle when he needs to get around in something that doesn't look like the offspring of a Sherman tank and a monster truck. And, you know, we'll see. What else does he have? He's got the weird cape. He can kind of walk around, do some weird moves in that thing. So yeah, if all this sounds badass to you, it does to me, you will be glad to know, as I was, that Snyder plans on writing this thing as long as we're buying it. From what I've heard, you know, the thing is, I think, at least on a third printing. The Absolute Wonder Woman sold out. If Superman hasn't sold out yet, I'm sure it will. It had sold 180,000 copies last I heard, and that was a couple of weeks ago. This is going to be something that we can expect to be able to read for a while. Snyder loves his creative team that he's working with. He loves Absolute Gotham. The one thing that will be different from time to time, I think it's pretty exciting, is that to give Nick Dragata time to catch up, they're going to have every now and then break issues. So it'll be a different artist from time to time. And I love that idea because I can't get enough of this Absolute universe. And now we're going to get to see other artists and their take on Absolute Gotham. I would hope to see that on the other lines too, because it's nice to be able to get some different perspectives and see some different artists. The first one is going to be Absolute Batman #4. That's going to be the first break issue with Gabriel Hernandez Walta on January 8th. It's going to be doing the art. And Snyder says that one's going to be like a Batman Year One issue, or Absolute Batman Year One. Going to go into Batman's absolute origins, and we'll figure out what the deal is with that giant emblem. Like, we know it's an axe, but where'd it come from? Why does it look like that? There's a reason for it. And as for Alfred, this is the part, I mean, we were going to know soon enough. No real reason for him to keep it a secret, I guess. I'm more questioning the timing of this actually happening. Alfred, and he's going to be joining Team Batman when? How long will he and Batman be at odds? It appears that will not be long. I would have loved to have seen them go back and forth for at least a few issues, or, you know, maybe like a 4-issue arc where at the end of it, they come together and they realize, hey, you know, we should be teaming up. But it looks like in Absolute Batman #2, they're going to be at least somewhat on the same page. In Absolute Batman #2, Alfred recommends using Bruce's car to get away, and Bruce says they're already standing in his car, meaning the big dump truck, monster truck thing. So it sounds like they'll be getting friendly-ish the next time we see them. I'm still excited. That's not at all a deal breaker for me. It seems like a missed opportunity, but what do I know? Scott Snyder has proven himself time and time again, and I have written absolutely zero comics. So I'm going to go with him. I'm going to trust him, see what he can do. And it may be that this is just one of those temporary partnerships of necessity where he feels like maybe he and Alfred and Bruce are somehow being pursued. They've got a common enemy for the time being, and maybe they'll go back to being against each other. That could be cool too. Which is one of the many reasons that I will withhold judgment, because there's a lot of little wrinkles they could throw in. So I'm just pumped, still pumped. We heard so many things about the Absolute Universe and all the things they're going to do to grow it. I'd love to know what you think. Let me know in the comments, and make sure you subscribe if you want to keep up with everything that's going on in the Absolute Universe, because that's what I'm here for. Also, join us in Discord. I'll throw the links in the link in the comments, or, well, you know what? Yeah, I'll throw it in the comments and the description. Put it everywhere. You come over there and we can talk about absolute stuff.